kula Rex. Sioni vitegika. Kamano makofi kwao. Asante sana. Leo komedi makofi kwenu tafadhali. Twende kwa mtindo pole pole tukienda. Asante. Next we have the Leo community. Shukran sana the Luo community. Next we have the Luo community. Tafadhali kuweni tayari tuingie uga wa graduation square. Vijana mpo? Naona ti nyimba. Kazi. Hizi weka kitu bwana, Luo community. Kwa nyumbani hao ndio community
University Luya culture with the circumcision ceremony. Welcome.
Ukembaruga madriver. Naona umestos. Wamesir kumwana kongen. Pap, wamestos ya ver oritange mbaruta. Waonye vekyang yongene. Kumubano. Sir. Udak mo nyako jagwer. Ewe. Ah.
Ukisikia hayo maneno ya huyo kijana kwisha, akiwa na shangazi yake grandma, hana chake, ng'ombe amepatiwa ujombani, kila kitu, wanaangalia Mount Elgon, wanaamini huko Mungu yuko. Bas, maneno ndio hayo. Ile vitu wanachapa kwa mikono inaitwa chini mba. Unaweza ona grandma ndio shangazi anaenda kumpa uji. Kijana hana chake, apende asipende, mjomba ndio yeye anamsindikiza. Ukitaka kujua kama mama ni mwoga, basi kijana ndio huyo, maneno yake kwisha. No twinkling of the eye. Utajuaje mwanamume ni effort? Mambo ndio hayo. Lakini muangalie siku hizi kuna virusi, kuna nini. Ila aliyovalia kichwani naambia ni ile kukusu. Huyo ni kijana anatengenezewa. Maneno kwisha. Sasa ni ng'ombe kuletwa kupatiana kijana. Ng'ombe ndio huyo. Shangazi atapokea. Kijana mambo yake sawa, sasa anakubaliwa na wenzake. Kijana atakula nyama miezi 3, hamna kukula mboga. Sherehe kama hizi wasichana huwa na furaha tele kuliko watu wa kiume. Social distance, social distance. Nenda mwana senje anafurahia wasenge jana wake grandma Dr. Shabuku ndio huyo mwenyewe. Saidia chakula mzuri miezi 3, nyama kwa ugali, hakuna mboga kabisa. Naambiwa nimepunguza muda, mvua itaanza kunyesha, sijui kama ni kweli. Haya, tuwape makofi tafadhali. Aho, tuamishe vijana polepole wakienda. Makofi kwao tafadhali. Aho, saidia kusindikiza vijana wakienda. Asante sana, asante. Huyo community junior kijana wetu Wandende. Makofi kwao tafadhali, tukienda tupatiane nafasi kwa hotuba. Shukrani sana grandma, makofi kwako sana grandma. Ubarikiwe grandma. Asante, asante, asante kwa supporti. Asante sana. Nitachukua nafasi hii kwa unyenyekevu, ni wakati wa hotuba. Kuna kiongozi wa wanafunzi kwa masuala ya michezo na tamaduni, ndugu Fabian, tafadhali ndio upatane hotuba yako ili umkaribishe rais, pia wanafunzi wajapatie. Karibu.
Media.
All protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First, allow me to welcome you all to this year's Tamasha, whose theme is liberating on our culture and resilience during this COVID-19 era. Secondly, as the Musa Co-Curricular Secretary, allow me to acknowledge all communities with the diverse cultures who have performed. We really appreciate your patriotism and the preparations you've done for this Tamasha, and we're looking forward to see, as you showcase your artifacts, cultural foods, as you had prepared. Thirdly, I take this opportunity to acknowledge the various cultural sporting activities and teams who are prepared to entertain us. And I look forward to a successful coronation of the prom queen and the prom king, Mr. and Mrs. Moose, alongside Mr. Flex and Miss Jumbo. Lastly, I take this chance to appreciate our Tamasha Committee 2021, led by Professor Mkoya. We've done a marvelous work to coordinate all these activities. Not forgetting our mom, Dr. Benedict Sabao, the students' name. We really appreciate you, ma'am, for coordinating this Tamasha. Now, because of time, kindly allow me to invite our Muso chairperson to give his remarks and maybe introduce the rest of student leadership with us. Thank you.
Karibu, the chairman, Musa students, you can give your remarks.
Thank you so much, CS. To the Vice Chancellor, sir, Deputy Vice Chancellors present, other members of the University Management Board, and all staffs, invited guests, comrades, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank the Almighty God for the far He has brought us, because if it could have not been Him, then today we could have not been here. Before I make my remarks, allow me to ask the Secretary General if he's around to come and introduce the Musa leaders present. Mr. Steve Lirango. If he's not around, I will request the Musa Speaker, Umbat. Secretary, tafadhali let us say one time.
Good afternoon all. I'm Stephen Dirango, the Secretary General. With me, I'm accompanied by my fellow student leaders, whom I will ask to kindly stand up, please. Yeah, kindly wave the... Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much for coming to this event. It's been wonderful. We have participated, all of us. And before we finish, I will kindly invite our Vice Chancellor and the Council to our tent there. We have great food. We also have great drinks that are very cultural, that are very energizing, and also they will keep fit to your body. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I hope Musa leaders will bear with me because of time. You may not be able to speak all of you. My name is Brian Odhiambo. I'm the chairperson of the student organization. I would also like to recognize the presence of former Musa leaders who are present. Kindly stand and wave if you're around. We have the former chairperson, non-resident, two of them. We also had CS Bahati, the sports entertainment. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say that I'm happy today because you have joined us to celebrate this Tamasha Cultural Festival of 2021. Even as Corona is here, we must tell Corona that it cannot go away with our culture. And if you look closely into our theme, which is leveraging on our cultural diversity and resilience in this COVID-19 era, it clearly depicts that even as this Corona is with us, it cannot stop us from celebrating our cultures. And to all students, I would like us to note that even as we embrace these cultural diversities, we have different cultures. Our one tribe is comradeship. That is why we always say, comrades power. Comrades power. Comrades power.
Power.
Kama watu wajakula vizuri, lakini after this I know we'll have a very heavy lunch. Thank you so much to our patron, Professor Mkoya, and the Dean of Students. You have worked so close with us and we have seen the success of this. I want to hope that in the remaining days, we are going to have so many activities. Tomorrow we are going to have our artists here, 2 of them. This is the first time that Musho is bringing 2 artists to the university. CS Bahati brought 1. Lakini saa hii tumeleta wawili. Tumefanya kazi. Comrades power. Comrades power. In the next event, we'll also bring 3. Hata kama tunaleta Otile Brown, tunaleta Rick Ross, na watu wengine tutaleta na Presida. Si ndivyo? Thank you so much. I also would like to welcome all of you to the subsequent days where we are going to have our events. We are going to have, tomorrow we are having competitions, cultural games, competitions, and we're also going to have Miss Moose, Mr. Moose, Mr. Flex, and Mr. Jumbo. So you're still welcome. Let us come. The community is also welcome because we are one. This is Moose community. Come and let us enjoy together. Thank you so much. I would like to now, because of time, to introduce our mom, Dean of Students, comrades. Okay, thank you. That is our comrades Dean. I would like to hand over to Mr. Oscar Waswa. Thank you.
Thank you, the chairman of student leadership. Allow me with all humility ask Dr. Mwao, the Dean of Students, to give her remarks. Karibu Daktari.
Thank you. Professor Shibairo, Deputy Vice Chancellor ASA, Professor Odera, DVC Pre, Professor Judith Achoka, DVC A&F, Professor Mtai, the Tamasha, Professor Mkoya, my colleagues present, student leaders, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, may I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this Tamasha 2021 Phase 1. We call it Phase 1 with a reason. Bwana Vice Chancellor, who is our chief guest, this is Phase 1 because ni kionjo. We are coming to the real Tamasha somewhere in October. Itakuwa motomoto. We are just warming up for that day. So I take this opportunity to welcome all of you on board as we prepare for the main thing. I want to appreciate our students, led by our student leaders. Bwana Vice Chancellor, sir, most of these students you are seeing around today have been on attachment. Some had to hire vehicles to be here today for this function. I really want to appreciate you all for that sacrifice just to come for this function and ensure that it is successful. There is a committee which will be introduced by the patron, which we really appreciate. And Bwana Vice Chancellor, sir, thank you so much for appointing a patron for most Tamasha, Professor Wamkoya. For very many years, we've been going to KU to benchmark with them, more so on Tamasha. Then God just gave us the right person from there, Professor Wamkoya from Kenyatta University, who was one of the best organizers in KU's Tamasha all over the years. And as we are speaking, KU's Tamasha is usually the best annually. But since we have him here, then I can foresee most overtaking KU. Asante sana for that appointment. This is the most popular activity of most students. One, because it brings together different cultures, including international cultures, because we also have international students with us. I may have stepped out when they presented, but they also have got very good pieces And because of this, our students prefer this activity more than any other because of the activities, the program activities that it entails. It's good that it's the youth running this. These students, we've not taught them how to dance nor sing the songs we've been listening to this afternoon. They went out of their way and organized, meaning they are still in touch with their cultures, in touch with their backgrounds, and we really are proud of this, that our cultures have not been completely eroded, and we have to bring them back to the original cultures that we had. Though, as the program indicates, there's a mix of culture. From the programs, you can see African culture. There's also the Western culture. So this cultural event is not just for African culture alone. And that's why we have Mr. Miss Most, and all those. Because we have to appreciate other cultures. And because of this event, it's meant also to make our students appreciate other cultures. So that, cultures like intermarriage, it should not be an issue when a Maasai gets married to a Luhya. From these events, they can just move on because they are able to appreciate one another's cultures, so that they don't look at it like, oh, these ones are dressed like Maasais. In some languages, you hear people giving negative comments about some cultures. But with this, it brings us together. And I'm glad our students have adopted this and they appreciate one another. Father Kizito and Reverend Otuya have joined our students' different cultures in marriage, and it has worked. I've not heard of any divorces. So it's the beginning of great things for us, for this country, and we shall go international. A good example of where we've even gone international is Mr. and Miss Most. Our students don't just end up in Most here. They go beyond. They go for the national competitions. We've had cases where they have gone for the African competitions and further to international competitions, and we are really grateful. I want to appreciate University Management Board for allowing us to go on with the activity and even approving the funds. This is not a cheap thing to ensure that it looks the way it's looking. It's a very expensive affair, and thank you so much for putting our students' activities as a priority. Asanteni sana. We shall converse as time goes by. Thank you so much for coming, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, our Dean of Students, Dr. Wow. At this particular moment, allow me request Professor, who is the patron of Tamasha, and Professor, the powers bestowed on me with your committee. I will also allow you to run the program up to until when the Vice Chancellor gives his speech. Then I'll take over. Thank you so much, Professor.
The Vice Chancellor, DVCs, members of the Management Committee here present, other members of Machine and Technology staff here present, the performers, students, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. Sir, allow me to welcome all to this year's Tamasha 2021. The few events that you have just witnessed are only but a glimpse of what we are likely to see. Sir, before I proceed, allow me to request all members of the Tamasha 2021 to stand so that you are able to see them. Members here present. Now those are the members of the committee that have been preparing for this year's Tamasha. Allow me not to introduce them individually because of time, but we have all here present. Sir, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, this year's event is only but a beginning. That it is being held at a time when we are faced with the serious pandemic of COVID-19. It's also being organized at a time when most of the students are away. But these two did not stop us from organizing the Tamasha 2021. I want to greatly appreciate the management for allowing us to continue with the Tamasha 2021. In addition to what we have seen this afternoon or beginning this morning, there are a number of activities that are lined up. In front of us, we have various tents that are showing the different cultures, foods, artifacts, and so on. May I, with your permission, invite each one of us. May I, with your permission, invite each one of us to visit the tents and see for yourselves and have a taste of what is prepared and made in the different communities of Samburu, Maasai, Kana, Luya, among others. May I, with your permission, invite each one of us to the cultural dinner that has been prepared for us. And there we'll be able to have a sample of what is going to come. So tomorrow we have lined up various artists. Like the entertainment sector I did mention, we have two artists who I know are crowd pullers. One of them was recently at Sigalagala and a lot of people did it. So kindly, students, staff, you're welcome to tomorrow. We have an artist by the name Reckless. We also have another artist by the name X-Ray. The young people do know these artists, and all of us are welcome. Sir, this is not my day to talk, but it is your day. It's your day to give us the blessings. It's your day to allow us to continue with the activities that are scheduled to run today, tomorrow, and up to Sunday. Sunday we have the interdenominational prayer, and all of us are again invited. Sir, may I stop there for now and invite the DVC A and F, Professor Charles Mutai, to make his remarks.
Thank you, Professor Wamukoya, the Acting Vice Chancellor of Masinde Muliro University, Professor Solomon Shivairo, the DVC persons, members of University Management Board, staff, student leaders, students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Well, I am delighted to join you as we celebrate our cultural day as Must family. This is indeed very important for us as it can be shown today that our university leadership are just here to join you to enjoy and celebrate this great day. All of us come from different cultures, and university being a universal institute, different cultures are bound to be there. So as we are seated here today, we have enjoyed the presentation that you have shown us today here. I would like to say that this is a great moment for all of us. Culture is important. From the time of creation, God created people, different people, and different cultures. I want to say also that I'm hopeful that the cultural event that we have seen today will be something that has educated us today, that we are going to love and appreciate the different cultures that we have. Let us make culture important in our life, because culture make strong families, cultures make strong friendship, cultures also make strong morals among our community. As far as I know, I've never heard of any culture that talks about bad morals, that talks about or that embrace substance abuse and many others, but all of them teach us how to respect each other. In ending, I would like to call upon each one of us today, here today, to go back to our basics. Sometimes there is need to go back to basics so that we can begin from there and embrace our culture. I have seen that where culture has been embraced, there is good discipline among the people of that society. Ladies and gentlemen, with those few remarks, may God bless you, and may I take this opportunity to invite my counterpart, Professor Judith Achoka. Professor, welcome.
Our chief guest, Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Solomon Gosangwa Shibairo, all protocol observed. Good afternoon. It gives me great joy to recognize and participate in our Tamasha Cultural Festives 2021. As we may all be aware, culture is the innate essence of our existence. This is why we are identified by our culture. Thus, we are here because our cultures are. We are, of course, proud of our cultures, and I am definitely very, very proud of mine. And I remember the Swahili adage, which says, Mwachamila ni mtumwa. Nafurahi sana adhuhuri ya leo, sisi si watumwa. Sisi tunajivunia mila yetu. Long live the Dean of Students, Dr. Abuao Bernadette, and the organizing team, Daktari, for making us so very proud of our cultures this week. I personally woke up very very excited. As usual, I was ready to come and work, but I remember this special day, Daktari, and I remember that we are coming to celebrate our cultures. Proud of mine, I knew it will give me greater joy, and indeed, I have enjoyed being in this gathering. And so, let us continue to celebrate who we are, because we are due respect to our cultures. May God bless you very much, our Dean and our patron Professor Wamkoya. I thank you so very much, our CEO, who is also hosting us today, for joining everybody in this institution to celebrate our cultures. I know for sure, and I know that when we appreciate each other's culture, we have long heights to go. And so may God bless us all, bless our cultures, bless most, and may all be happy that we have a culture to celebrate. Thank you very much. And on that note, I am happy to invite my friend and colleague who is hosting the entire celebrations, Professor Peter Odera. Kindly take up the podium. Thank you.
Thank you. Our Vice Chancellor, Professor Solomon Shibairo, present, Dean of Students, Chairman of Tamasha, most chapter, all I'm really delighted, and I give glory to God for today's event. Without him, this event could have not kicked off, because we know that this event has been postponed for quite some time. Having said that, today we have started celebrating our cultures. And so we have the concept of diversity, cultural celebration that gives us form of identity, and it shapes our behavioral patterns. This diversity helps us to formulate affiliative motives so that we identify with our own respective cultures. And so we do not talk about monoculture in relation to our university and Kenya as a whole. We talk of heterocultural outlook in Kenya. And so, having come here today, I'm sure that this event has helped us to appreciate, to respect, and to celebrate each other's culture, even if we may not tolerate. But I'll urge all of us to acquire certain skills that have been manifested by various groups that have participated here today, so that we appreciate each other's differences that we may possess. And this is what it means to coexist in a diversified environment like MUST. And so I hope that this event will continue. This is just the beginning. You have new chairman of Tamasha, and I believe that new brooms sweep clean. Though the old brooms tend to know every corner of the house. So I hope that the new chairman will be able to make things look fresh. I would also urge the chair and his team, including Dean of Students' office, to ensure that in October we should try by all means to extend our invitation beyond our international borders so that we can have students from neighboring countries coming to display their cultural outlooks instead of just having groups from within. And this will make this event more lovable and more admirable. We've been told that we have various foodstuffs from different groups. Yes, I know now we are hungry and we need to have some geomechanics in a diversified way. And so, on behalf of Academic Division, I would take this opportunity to invite all of us, before we leave this place, that we have a taste of geomechanics from different groups that have presented their cultural values here. Ladies and gentlemen, this event is very important. It's very important, and so we are urging University Management Board under the leadership of Professor Shibahiro that we try by all means to assist Dean of Students to ensure that we buy more kits to our students, we buy the materials that they require to ensure that this event is a success for the sake of our university. With those few remarks, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our VC to give his remarks, because today was his day. Thank you very much, sir. Karibu.
You may take your seats. The Deputy Vice Chancellors, Acting Registrars, most of the chairperson leadership, staffs, and students, the community at large, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I hope this is, I don't understand why it has to be done and breaking. But we need to work on these systems so that we get better. We are not doing well here. But however, I want to first of all begin by giving God glory for having kept us all alive at this point in time. There are many who would have wished to be here at this point in time, but they never got a chance to. Now, the book of God tells me that, and it argues with God, that would a dead body actually praise you, and therefore give reason to remain alive. Therefore, we want to thank God for that. I also want to begin by thanking the organizers from the Dean of Students, Professor Mkoya, the students themselves, staff, and everybody who contributed here. You did a great thing. Last year we could not hold this for the obvious reasons. And it's like life had gone there. But given what we are doing, Corona or no Corona, we have gotten our lives back. Isn't that so? Secondly, I want to convey greetings from Council. They are not here, but they are wishing us well. As we prepare for the various events, as we've been mentioned to you by the Dean of Students, that these are rehearsal for the other Tamasha to occur during the year. There's another event coming on 20th of August, which is graduation. We are preparing for that. Therefore, this is also a rehearsal towards that. So Council has greeted you and wishes you a great occasion. Allow me to read the written and then may expand. I want to welcome you to the 2021 Tamasha Cultural Festivals. This festival is coming at a time where Kenya and the whole world has been affected by COVID-19 and its impact. Now, and therefore we are holding this event under restricted conditions as guided by the government through the Ministry of Health, and even as that guidance being grounded by the university. We are very glad and proud to have this opportunity to celebrate this day. Now, I want to remind us that this is not for entertainment purposes alone. Perhaps some people look at this cultural event and they only see entertainment, but it serves very many purposes. You've been told by my colleagues, it's to remind us of our culture, to remind us that we came from far. Yesterday, I was on the slopes of some hill down in the south, in Siaya, on the boundary between Siaya and Busia. And on those hills, if you climb on the top of them, you see the Victoria. But just before you climb, the environment is still natural, what it was maybe in the 1800s. And it took me to memory lanes, the times how those people used to live before the colonialists came in here. The years where we used to wear the skin, the Colomba skin. The years where interaction was very little because we had a massive piece of land and very few people. The years where we didn't use shoes or clothing. The years when if they served you food, they would use a basket which has been made by reeds, and then it's dried with samadhi. You know samadhi, isn't it? And they put on a piece of meat with soup. I don't know how that was tested, but it used to happen. So it took me down to memory lane, and there are years when communities used to be held together. So we are remembering those memories are being made fresh in our hearts and minds. Then the second purpose to do that is not only just to remember, but perhaps when you appreciate your colleagues' culture, you love them even better. You can coexist with them. You can eat with them. You can chat with them. And as one of us said here, now you don't mind. I remember those days when I was young, whenever we tell one of our sisters, you'll be married by a Russian, everybody gets worried in the family. Now we don't get worried, isn't it? Your brother can be married in Brazil. You can also marry a man from Australia and even from Nigeria or South Africa. It's okay. So it brings us together. it also fosters some other things that we need to know. For example, in celebrating these different cultures, we achieve some of the national aspirations, which include fostering nationalism. One thing that this country has been ailing at is lack of nationalism. You go to countries like America, people are so proud to be Americans. And perhaps that's why some of our youth hearts are always there. But can we turn things around so that we are proud of being Kenyans? Living in Kenya kwanza, sivyo? So we are very proud of being nationalism, patriotism, and we hope that this will promote national unity, which will promote other values, including development of this country. It's also our duty as a university to develop youth. We are not only educating us academically on how to do things with our hands, like engineers, doctors, and the like, but we are promoting something that we need to go and take from earlier, something called values and positive values. I already mentioned one of them, the virtue of love, the virtue of right, peaceful thinking, the virtue of accommodating others' beliefs and cultures, and therefore enhancing that and strengthening that patriotism. That, I believe, would improve our country greatly. Remember, in the traditional culture, there was this very much respect for people, especially the elderly. They were taken at very high esteem. And this included grandfathers, grandmothers, even our fathers. We respected our mothers, we respected our sisters, we respected our in-laws. Those are the values that we need to inculcate in society. We also believe that through such events, as you saw here, the majority of the people participating are the youth. It reminds us that youths need to be reminded of their cultures, because some of them may not know what happened. Can't blame them. And therefore, when we showcase the different cultures here, the youth get to learn. They get to learn to respect the foods. They get to learn to respect the clothing. They get to learn to respect the dancing, the different cultures, especially I saw a lot of circumcision or rite of passage being portrayed. This brought values in our culture. So we believe that in the long run, the youth we have will not forget, but will be reminded. I also see that through this interaction, we are developing a new culture. And we hope that by seeing the positive part of our past culture, then the new culture will be a better one. So I urge us to go on with this event as we respect one another, as we respect the different diverse cultures, the different peoples, and you are in for good things. I'm also glad that this event is being streamed live, so that your other students who are not here today, wherever they are in these parts of the country or Kenya, will be able to see. Not only on Facebook, I believe you can also use the other social media to stream this live. I want to assure you that other people are watching, including the council and Kenyans. So I conclude by encouraging us to stay together. Away from the written speech, I want to confirm to you students again that in the recent past there has been an anxiety about reforms in the universities. I've been informed by council, and may we listen to this carefully, that yes, we are embracing reforms, those reforms come in a different ways. There are universities in this country who are worried about finances. You may see them talking about differences or restructuring in governance. We are not worried of that as a university currently. So that may occur, but in a slow way, not now. And therefore, I want to assure all workers that nobody is going to lose their position, nobody is going to lose their work. If anything, we are going to employ, we want to employ more staff, especially the teaching, so that we increase the ratio of teaching to non-teaching. Then the other point I want to tell students is that because of our financial structure at the moment, we are not going to see any change in fees. Nothing, nobody is changing anything. It remains as it was. The only thing we ought to do is to collect the revenue that you owe, isn't it? So that we can provide to you one other major area we need to do reforms in the form of quality and service delivery. That one we must reform. Issues to do with the missing marks. We are going to fight it until we have 0 missing marks. Issues to do with the quality in terms of giving lectures and the like. That's a thing we need to change. Issues to do with, you know, if you look at other cultures in the world, like the Korean model, the student takes more time with the stakeholders. That is to do with the institutions, with the industry, and with the other partners. So as we do curricular change, we are going to change so that you spend time where you are needed, especially in industry. Just let me give a good example. Like when you are talking about teaching practice, we normally have how many times in a year, in the 4 years? We only go out once. That shouldn't be so. If we want to be the modern teachers, we must spend more time out there. So that is a reform that we need to do. Engineers, we want to see them not spending 20% of the time with the stakeholder, that's industries,